The very mention of the name, Bermuda Triangle, sends a chill through our spine, despite the fact that the anomalies of the area have ceased to exist. What if we say there is yet another place that challenges the infamous Bermuda Triangle, with the only difference being that there's no water? This time, it's all dense and green. We're talking of a forest located in Romania, which today is dubbed as the Romanian Bermuda Triangle. There are many creepy stories about people going missing and UFO sightings in this forest. Here we're going to talk about the Hoia Baciu forest facts and find out what makes a place so creepy and so haunted. Spanning over an area of 250 hectares and located near Cluj-Napoca, near the Ethnographic Museum of Transylvania, lies the forest of Hoia Baciu. People have reported strange things in the forest that include unexplained apparitions, ghost sightings, emergence of unexplained faces in photographs that were not visible otherwise to the photographers, and even more. The forest came into focus when UFO sightings were reported in the late 1960s, and one resident of Cluj ended up photographing the UFO. Several analyses were done, and it turned out that the photograph was not a fake one, and it looked very authentic. People who visit the forest often end up reporting very unusual feelings. They report anxiety, and often say that it is felt that as if someone is watching over them consistently. Even more weird, the trees in the forest are pretty unusual in shape, and the charring on the branches and tree stumps appear without any explanation. What really makes things creepy in there is the electronic devices often end up malfunctioning while inside the forest. While this may be due to some kind of natural magnetic and electrical phenomena, paranormal investigators at once attribute that the events make some kind of supernatural activity more plausible. But that's not all. There have been reports of people developing unexplained rashes and suddenly falling ill after entering the forest. Other paranormal activities include sudden appearances of light orbs, sudden breaking of drop-dead silence by the shrill giggling of females, and people getting scratched when there's no one else around. No one has been able to provide a valid explanation to the strange things happening in this forest. And if that's not enough to make you stay far away from this forest, there's more in store. Reports of a heavy black fog appearing out of nowhere is quite a common tale in this place. In 1960, Alexander Swift, a biologist, went out on a mission to study the magnetism and light phenomena that were previously reported. He studied it for quite some time and collected a huge archive of photographs. But in 1993, Swift died. Within a few days after his death, most of the photographs he had collected went missing and were never recovered. The few photos that were recovered was later published in a book. The strange happenings of the forest have led many people to believe that the woods provide some sort of gateway to a completely different dimension. Probably one of the strangest things of all is that of experiencing missing time. This is a common story that's been associated with the Hoia Baciu forest. There have been stories floating around which say that many people who entered the forest went missing for quite some time, and when they came back, they had absolutely no memory of the time they spent in the forest or what had occurred. One of the most popular stories is that of a 5-year-old girl who accidentally wandered off into the forest and was never found, only to come back after 5 years, wearing the same clothes she had been wearing when she was lost. Interestingly, the clothes were completely untarnished, and the weirdest part, she had absolutely no memory of what happened during those 5 years. There is yet another popular story about the unusual happenings in the forest. It is being said that hundreds of Romanian peasants were once ruthlessly murdered in the forest, and ever since then, their tormented souls have made appearances in the form of observing green eyes and sometimes in the form of the unknown black fog. Even the light orbs that have been reported were actually tested using thermal detectors, and no thermal signatures have been detected from these orbs. However, the truth of this story cannot be validated. Even weirder is a circular vegetation dead zone inside the forest. This refers to a particular place in the forest which is devoid of any kind of flora. Nothing ever grows in that area. The area is a near perfect circle, and scientists have tested the soil in the area but did not find any kind of anomalies, chemicals, or soil composition that can lead to nothing growing. As mentioned in the very beginning, the Hoia Baciu forest is located near Transylvania, a place that is world-renowned for the Dracula legend. The fame of this forest today seems to be catching up with the legendary Dracula story, and many believe that the hauntings of the Hoia Baciu forest are indeed very true. Finally, the name of the forest has quite an interesting story. It is being told that long ago, a shepherd went inside the forest with 200 sheep and was never seen again. The shepherd's name was Hoia Baciu, and ever since then, the forest has been named after this shepherd. So that was the Hoia Baciu documentary. This was my first documentary, so if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying my channel, feel free to subscribe, because I upload consistently. And if you'd like to continue binge watching, click one of these videos here. Thank you again.